many growing development imperative of our country. To emphasize towards National Education Policy 2020, today our chief guest and most respected chief guest Gurusamy sir will discuss in today's webinar. I hand over the session to our respected principal sir to deliver presidential address. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Professor Govindasamy. Most respected, today's our resource person of our webinar, especially on National Education Policy 2020, introduced by our Government of India for the greatest achievements maybe we may expect in the education side. Professor Gurusamy sir, our HOD EEE, Professor Dr. Arupchelvan, the coordinator of this webinar, Professor Govindasamy, the whole team of NSIT from the Department of EEE, and the faculty members and student friends, and especially it is supported with the great kind of support from Institutions Innovation Council, whereas we have NSIT IIC cell, the coordinator Professor Sudhagar. Very good morning to one and all participated here. We all know well about education is fundamental for achieving full human potential, developing an equitable and just society, and promoting national development. Providing universal access to quality education is the key to India's continued ascent and leadership on the gold stage in terms of economic growth, social justice, equality, scientific advancement, national integration, and cultural prevention. So this education policy particularly emphasizes on the development of creative potential on each individual. It is based on the principle that education must develop not only cognitive capacities, both the foundational capacities of literacy and numeracy and higher order cognitive capacities such as critical thinking and problem solving, but also social, ethical, and emotional capacities and dispositions. In this particular National Educational Policy webinar, we searched many resource persons in terms of there are people with a strong industrial background as well as educational background, and also the people from law related areas, that may be from the judge as well as lawyer part. We searching many biography as well as resume of many profiles, but we are blessed have a resource person, Professor Dr. Gurusamy sir, MBA, MPhil, PhD, and having with that 16 plus years of experience and also having industrial experience. Currently, Professor and Head, Department of MBA and MCOM from Brindavan College, Bangalore. On behalf of our NSIT, especially from our Chairman Sri Nitish Harigar, our Pro-Chairman Madam Aishwarya Nitish, and our Vice Chairman Secretary Sri Prabhakaran sir, and the whole team of NSIT, especially from IIC and the Department of EEE, I wholeheartedly welcome Professor Dr. Gurusamy sir for accepting our invitation and ready to give the notable thought to our young minds of engineering graduate of our institutions. Sir has completed nearby having a great 3 patent rights with his crown, and also published 54 Scopex indexed journal inclusive of 11, and nearby 7 books are published by Professor Gurusamy sir, and acted so many external examiners, especially to evaluate PhD thesis for one candidate, and as a resource person and chairperson for many external events, nearby 22, and nearby 14 journals, editorial membership with his credentials, and sir acted as a review member in nearby 9 journals, and working as academic advisory member in a particular deemed university, and board of studies member for 2 autonomous colleges, and visiting professor for one deemed university. Nearby 13 awards received by Professor Dr. Gurusamy, and 10 membership in professional bodies, and sir published nearby 42 peer-reviewed journal papers, and so many participations in FDPs as well as workshops. I just gone through sir profile. It is I think it is like as not a resume with 2-page or 3-page. It is a complete a chapter or book or a journal paper like resume. Once again, I am not taking too much of time. It is a great honor, and I wholeheartedly welcome Professor Dr. Guruswamy sir to present his complete experience, especially on National Educational Policy 2020. My dear students, especially there are many students from first year to final year, those who are attending this webinar. It is now currently as a vital topic which are all discussed throughout India, not only in India, overseas also they are discussing our own new education policies. It is great kind of experience, both the students as well as the faculty and those who are participated in this webinar. We have to summarize and review the valuable thought on the particular key factors in national education policy from a notable person from Dr. Guruswamy sir. Once again, I wholeheartedly welcome Sri Doraisamy sir, and I handed over the session to Professor Doraisamy sir. Welcome, Doraisamy sir. Thank you. Professor, please to take over the session, Professor.
Sorry, start, sir?
Please, Professor. Please.
Okay.
Professor, you can start, Professor.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. I'll share my PPT. Yes, sir. So, respected principal, sir, of Narsur Sarathy Institute of Technology and HOD of EEE and other faculty members and my dear students and other participants, very good morning to all. This is National Education Policy 2020 NEP, right? So, in this session, we are going to see what are the the opportunities and challenges facing by our government of India, and what is the plan of action to implement the national education policy. Okay, so not only this the national education policy 2020, so we should be think about what is the previous the policies, education policies also. So what are the benefits and what are the disadvantages in the previous the education policies? Okay, I will explain one by one. Okay, actually this national education policy it is approved by government of India, particularly Indian Union Cabinet in the year of 2020. So it is initiated by our Union Minister, Ministry of Human Resource Development, MHRD, but now name is changed recently. That is called Ministry of Education. The Union Minister, Mr. Javadekar, Prakash Javadekar, is initiated and approved. This policy is approved by our Indian Cabinet, Union Cabinet in the 2020, right, July 31st. Okay, so according to the our Honorable Union Minister, the statement, right, the previous education policies, national education policies, thereof 1986. So before that, first our Indian first national education policy, in the year of 1968. Okay, after that 1986, and after revised 1992, right? So, but it is not enough, because now 2020. Okay, so now nearly 38 years over. Now still now our education policy not reframed. So that's why. So to meet the industry standards and the world education system, the rapid changing. So our Honorable Union Minister Prakash Javadekar taken the initiatives and got the approval from Indian Union Cabinet in the year of 2020, July 31st. Okay, actually this education policy, there are the 4 parts. Okay, part 1 is school education, higher education, other key areas of focus, and making it happen. Okay, so there are 4 parts. So actually, according to my point of view, this policy is very important, because previously our national education policy 1992 is revised, and one more thing is in the year of 2009 our government of India introduced the Right to Education Act in the year of 2009. Okay, so but now so many changes happen in the education system, and as well as this industry standards also improved, and lot of competitions, and because we are facing lot of unemployment problems and underemployment problems also. So it is very important to reframe our education policy. So that's why government of India revised the education policy. So there is National Education Policy 2020. but the policy is very good, but the implementation of this policy very, very important. Okay, the implementation part, right, not good implementation. So because of all the thing is not very important, we should be considered, right? But how the government going to implement? Because without the support of public and education, academicians and opposite political parties, okay, it is not possible. But the government should have a very good vision, okay, to implement the new education policy 2020 very effectively, right? So what is the the path? Okay, so what is the way how it is came 2020? See, actually in the year of 1968, our 1968, it's the first national education policy, policy implemented in India, approved by Government of India. Actually, before 1968, the Government of India appointed one commission. That commission name is the Kothari Commission. Okay, so the commission investigated, conducted the study in India for from 1964 to 1966. Okay, so that period, our Government of India, Prime Minister is our Indira Gandhi, Minister, Prime Minister of India. So the Indira Gandhi has taken the first initiative to introduce the first national education policy in 1968. So in this year, what in this policy, what is the highlight means? So the Government of India, insisted and focused on compulsory education for all children up to age 14 years. Compulsory education, that's a policy. In this one, okay, so that time the Government of India, the first aim is to give a the complete education, free education to the children up to 14 years. Then that time also they introduced the three languages. One is English, Hindi, and that one is the particular state, their local languages, right? So that is the main highlight of this the education policy. Okay, so that time also they introduced Sanskrit. Okay, encouraged by Government of India to teach the Sanskrit subject to the schools also. Then after that, 1986 national education policy. Okay, national policy on education. NPE means National Policy on Education 1986. Okay, in this period, they are focused on equality. Okay, that is that time now so many partialities there between the various community. Okay, case SC, ST, and OBC like this. Okay, so in this period, the Prime Minister is our Rajiv Gandhi. That's the Prime Minister in the year of 1986. That the Prime Minister is not taken initiative to make this some revision. In the year of 1986. So the focus, the highlight point is give the equal opportunity, education opportunity to the all community of people, particularly the women and scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, okay, SC, ST SC students. Then after that, 2009, Right to Education Act. RTE means Right to Education Act. It is introduced in the year of 2009. That is this right, compulsory education. Okay, so compulsory free and compulsory education act. That is called Right to Education Act. That is called the right of children to free and compulsory education act is introduced in the 2009. Okay, so it is also the passed by Government of in the passed Indian Parliament Act. So here the highlight is from children, those who are having 6 years to 14 years, compulsory free education should be given to the all the schools. Okay, so but it is this act is passed by Government of India in Parliament in the 2009, but it is in the force, okay, and implemented in the year of 2010, 1st April only. Then so in this one, the major highlight point, okay, Right to Education Act 2009. So that time the Government of India, allowed the private schools to reserve 25% seats to children. Okay, so for example, 100 seats of LKG students means 25% the seats should be allocated to the government quota. Okay, the reserve for the poor students. Okay, so here the private schools can reimburse the the amount from the government. Okay, how much fees they are collecting, let's say fees they can collect from, reimburse from government of India. And also then next one, national education policy. Now we are going to discuss, right? So then, what are the problems with the existing education system? Actually, first education policy in the of 1968, right? But after 2009, no revisions, no major revisions in the education policy. So that time. So that's why we are facing lot of problems in India. So particularly large unemployment problems are created. So because every year so many number of students are graduates coming coming out from colleges, but no employment opportunities, because the students could not be able to meet the industry expectations, industry standards. Okay, so that is a very drawback. Okay, only they're studying only theory subjects, no research, no practicals like this. The practicals there, but not up to the standards. And also underemployment. Underemployment means the poorly employed educated workforce. Okay, so they are not, they studied but they are working in the different areas because of no job. And also severely fragmented higher education system. So totally is affected. Okay, so higher education systems are totally collapsed because we are offering different curriculum, different syllabus all over India. Each and every university, autonomous colleges, higher education institutions, they are following different systems. There is no uniformity. Okay, so it is also happen. Then poor learning outcome. The poor learning outcome, the students are only studying the the subject, theory subject, but not given enough outcome-based education. So, but the government of India nowadays, they are focused on outcome-based education. They are focusing. And also the students, poor development of cognitive skill of students. The students are coming out from the colleges, but they don't have enough the skills, practical knowledge. Okay, there is no practical knowledge in the research and industry and like this. Okay, so it is also the major drawback in the existing education systems. Okay, then rigid separation of disciplines. Okay, so there are different disciplines. There is no this one. Okay, there is no identification to identify the students' skills. No development, nothing. Okay, then yearly specialization and streaming into narrow areas. Only the students are only focused on narrow areas only. Okay, so the previous education policies. Okay, it's not helpful to the students for getting a more more knowledge and more exposure in this through the systems, present education systems. So here the government of India new education policy is highlighted the 4 A's. Okay, so this is a right to education under 2030. So the 4 A's there is available. Okay, so the government ensure is providing the free education to the the students from school education to higher education, sir. Okay, so how it is possible availability? So means so today most of the students, most of the parents not willing to admit the students in the government schools. Okay, so because of there is no adequate infrastructure facility. So through this National Education Policy 2020, the government of India going to sanction more number of crores for improve the infrastructure facilities in these schools, as well as they're going to give adequate training to the teachers, because one side you are improving the curriculum, but the teachers not developed, they're not trained means no use. Okay, so one side they improving the infrastructure facilities and improving the the curriculum and syllabus, and simultaneously they are giving the proper training to the teachers, as well as materials. Materials means the books. Okay, so the books in all the Indian languages, right? Then the second A is accessible. Accessible means no discriminations. Okay, so see the previous policies, the education policies, they are implemented, they are introduced in India, so to avoid the discriminations and to give the equal educations. But still now some states then we are seeing that some discriminations are there. Okay, discrimination means some partiality, okay, between the different gender and different this one community and religious and caste, like this. Okay, so from the through this new education policy, now you will be avoid all the discrimination and provide the equal opportunity to the, all gender and all community and all, caste. Then the third A is accessible. Okay, accessible means it should be relevant. Okay, education content should be relevant. Relevant means as per the industrial the standards. Okay, so now the 5 years, 6 years once only we are upgrading the syllabus, but it's not more revisions. So frequently, the education, the syllabus curriculum should be revised. Okay, according to the industry standards. Okay, and also provide the very good quality, and the schools is safe. Okay, the schools must be safe means okay, so provide all the infrastructure facilities to safeguard, to secure and provide the safety measures to the students and the teachers. Okay, and the same thing, that all the teachers should be motivated to attend the training. There is a professional training. That is recently a B.Ed. Okay, so B.Ed, integrated B.Ed introduced by Government of India. That's a 4 years. Okay, like this. Okay, then the fourth A is adaptable. Adaptable means okay, so education must evolve with the changing needs of society. So as per the changes, whatever changes happening in the society, okay, our industry, we should be make these changes in our curriculum also. Okay, so we should be focus on our culture, our society, everything. Okay, so then only the students can understand under what is the culture, what is our society, and what is happening in the society. For example, not today, so some places we can find sexual harassment and so many problems, society problems are there. Okay, so the education system should be solve all the social issues. So that is the 4 A's: available, accessible, acceptable, and adaptable. Then, so the fundamental philosophy of National Education Policy 2020. The first aim is to produce in the engaged, productive, and contributive citizens. Okay, so equitable, equal education opportunity to the all kind of people, right? SC, ST, OBC, all kind of people. Okay, then and also provide the very good quality of education to the students. Okay, then from school, from school standard, school to the college level, and also here the students there are more dreams and they are more the talents. Okay, so but the previous education systems, there is no way to identify and motivate the students for the talented students. But this new education policy, National Education Policy 2020, it is mainly focus on identifying the student talents. Okay, suppose one student has very good talent in the the software development. One student develop very good talent in the writing skills and singing and drama and playing music. Then the sports. Okay, so many areas. Okay, so here based upon their talent and the skills. Okay, so they will be motivated and recognized by Government of India through the National Education Policy 2020. Okay, then universal early childhood, the care and the education. Okay, so this one we'll discuss now very elaborately because on separate slide I given this one. Then next one is school education structure and curriculum. See, nowadays we have different school education systems. For example, state board, matriculation, CBSE, ICSE, different curriculums. Then state to state, the syllabus also vary. Okay, so then so in this situation, the national education policy going to uniformity of this syllabus according to the industry standards. And vocational education from after 8th standard. Okay, so they're going to introduce the vocational education. Vocational education means a job oriented education. There's a specialized the courses they're going to introduce. Then another one is the gross enrollment ratio. Okay, so today we see the school those who are finished the 10th standard, then admission of 11th standard, 12th standard, the admission is very less because so many the children who not able to continue their school education, and most of the students are the dropout from the school education because of their family issues, right? Maybe poor income and there is no support from family and so many things. Okay, so but the new education policy, it is to increase the the students enrollment, students admissions in the schools and colleges, and the flexibility learning. Okay, the flexibility learning is very important because the Government of India introduced the ABC. Okay, the 2020 policy. This ABC means academic bank of credit. Okay, suppose if you have studied one college, one course, for example, one BE, triple E. Okay, you studied one college. Then 1 year completed. Then second year, if due to your family situation or due to your personal relation, you would not be able to continue. Then after that, you are going to continue means you can go to join the same course any colleges in all over India. So there is no problem because all over India, the curriculum syllabus going to uniformity, and the credit will be increased. The credit will be deposited in our account, the student's account. Separate, they will create a separate student account. That account, how many subjects you are studied, how many subjects you are passed, that details will be uploaded in our student account details. Okay, so whenever you are going to join any other colleges or any schools, then you can carry the credits there. So no need to rejoin, no need to restudy and rewrite the exams. Okay, so that is also is that. Then I'll explain later very elaborately. Then multidisciplinary and holistic education. Okay, so multidisciplinary nowadays, the students are studying only one particular subject. Means, for example, triple E or ECE means they are studying only the particular subject. So they are not studying the other subject. So now this new education policy giving the opportunity to study other subjects. So for example, management, history, and the other choice-based credit system they are introducing. And investing in future. Investing in the future means okay. So government of India is planning planned to invest more amount in the infrastructure facilities and the students' welfare measures. Right. So if you come to the school academic structure, okay, so the structure is changed now. Okay, so because from 3rd standard, 8th standard, 10th standard, now public exams coming. Okay, so from up to the first the 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. Okay, so this is the academic structure. Okay, so here the 3 years of Anganwadi. Okay, Anganwadi are Montessori teaching, the preschools. Okay, so plus 2 years in the primary school grades. There's a first standard, first 1 to 3. Okay, so the first up to the the 3rd standard, actually the age group of the students is 8 years old. Okay, so in this the up to Montessori, there is a LKG, UKG, first standard, second standard, 3rd standard, only activity based learning, no homework, nothing, but only the activity based learning they are the focus on, 100% only activity based learning. Okay, so then after 3rd standard, okay, there's a 4, 5, there's a 4th standard, 5th standard. So that time, right, they are improving their speaking skills, speaking. Right now, that time the government of India introducing different languages. Okay, Tamil, sorry, English, Hindi, Tamil, and other language also introducing. Even based upon the students' preference, they can choose. Okay, the speaking, reading, writing, then the sports. Then they are teaching the culture and mathematics. These are the main subject they are focusing on. That's a preparatory stage from 3rd standard to 5th standard. Then. So that time the age group of the students is 8 years to 11 years old. Then after completed the 5th standard, the students actually the exams during this one 3rd standard, 5th standard, 8th standard. Now they are going to conduct the exams, public exams, right? Then the middle stage, that is called a 6th standard. There is a secondary level. Okay, there's 6th standard to 8th standard. So that time they mainly focus on mathematics because the mathematics is very, very important because even if you go to all the courses, the mathematics is very, very important, the basic one. And they are teaching the social science, and arts. Okay, so they are based upon the students' capabilities, right? Then after completed the 8th standard, okay, then 9th standard and 10th standard. Okay, so there is a first grade. Okay, so in this one, they are multidisciplinary study. The 9th standard, 10th standard, the multidisciplinary means the specialization subject. How we are studying the specialization in the college level under 11th, 12th standard. So here, the job oriented, this is vocational oriented, the courses that they are introducing, and also from the 9th standard onwards, the critical thinking, now they know reasoning, mathematical reasoning. So many things they are going to introduce in the standard 9th standard and 10th standard, and as well as for 11th and 12th also. Okay, so there's multiple options. Okay, for example, agriculture, so many options. So nowadays, only biology, then pure science, mathematics, biology, mathematics, computer science, then commerce, commerce, economics, accountancy, like this. But the new education policy, they give multiple, specialization according to the students' the preference. So that is called school education structure. Then this one, universal early childhood care education. So actually, the government of India is planning to change the entire curriculum, national curriculum, in the 2020 education policy. Okay, so the pedagogy means teaching pedagogy. Okay, so the focus on activity-based learning and develop the curricular as per the the industry standards, and also the national mission on fundamental literacy and numeracy. So they are going to establish a separate the mission for literacy and numeracy, and national the block promotion national book promotion policy. National book promotion policy means okay, so so they're going to prepare a very effective, good quality of books for all the subjects, different languages. Then peer tutoring. Okay, so the peer tutoring is a new system. Actually, in the classes we can see some brilliant students, some students not active. Okay, that is called the brilliant means those are academically well. Okay, and some students are the academic well means the higher performance students. Okay, then another level is the lower performance students. So now in this situation, the students those who are higher performance, very brilliant and more talented and scoring very good marks, they are going to act as a tutor to the students who are all lower performance. Normally the teacher only teaching the subject to all the students, but in this new education policy, the higher performance students going to teach the subject to lower performance students. So they are going to make one informal group. Okay, informal group for the benefit of lower performance the students. So because right, so we should be all the students are important to the India. Okay, so some schools, private schools, only focus on higher performance students. They won't give admission for poor performance students. So in this situation, so new education policy, they're going to remove all the things and so motivating the schools to identify the brilliant and higher performance students, and they're going to link with the the French the relationship with the lower performance students. So automatically lower performance students will be motivated by higher performance students to get them more marks. Okay, academic performances. Then the ratio, the teacher ratio. There's a student teacher ratio, right? So 30:1. So now the 25:1. 25 every 25 students one teacher. Okay, so here the national skill qualification framework. So here the teachers should be very qualified. Okay, see, as per for your kind information, see 2021. Okay, so compulsorily the doctorates required for the college education. Okay, so nowadays only the PG courses finished, they are working, but new education, as per new education policy 2021, compulsorily the college professors, the assistant professors should be complete the PhDs. They are only eligible. Okay, so that kind of national skill qualification test they are doing. Okay, so then extension of midday meals scheme to preparatory level. The preparatory level means the school level. Okay, so there is a Anganwadi under first standard, second standard. This level, the students from the poor background, the poor income background, so they want the meals. Okay, so the morning as well as then after lunch. So the government of India is the sponsoring amount for providing the free food to the students, those who are studying the the elementary level, that is the Anganwadi and primary school level. Then next one is checking dropouts and retention, the careful tracking system using the social workers. Okay, so here the government of India are going to appoint some social workers. The main job is to identify the students, the children, those who are discontinued their education. Okay, so due to any personal reason or due to any family issues or any other things, okay, so they are going to identify by the the social workers, under the giving the special attention to the students, those who are dropped out. Okay, so if you minimize the dropouts, automatically our admissions and then education level will be improved. Then the open and distance learning, okay, programs offered by National Institute of Open Schooling. Okay, then schools. See, normally the different education systems in India. Okay, say state board, then matriculation, CBSE, ICSE, so many things. But another one is the government of India going to motivate open number of schools. There's a National Institute of Open School Educations. So actually, this school especially for mentally challenged and physically, particularly mentally challenged students. Okay. Normally, there's no school, 10th standard, 3 hours exam means for these students 4 hours they are giving the time period for writing the exams. Okay, so in these schools, it's a government of India schools only, but they are giving the approval to the private schools to open the this open schooling system. Okay, because so some students are mentally the challenged students, maybe autism and any of them maybe Down syndrome, any other area, any other mental challenge. So they would not be able to get the admission in the normal schools. Okay, so they should also get their equal education opportunities. So the government of India encouraging private institutions to open this one National Institute of Open School System. Okay, it is like the CBSE and ICSE also. Right. Then if you come to languages, 2000 National Education Policy 2020, the languages. Okay, in Tamil Nadu, the government not accept the three languages because so many oppositions. But the other states are accepted the 3 languages system is there. Okay, for example, in Karnataka, Kannada, English, Hindi. Okay, so it's a 3 languages. But in Tamil Nadu, as per the Tamil Nadu government policy, okay, only 2 languages formula is there. Okay, so but now the 3 languages system also revised there. Okay, so the students can learn different languages. Even they want to learn Bengali, then Telugu. Okay, so or any other foreign languages, no problem. Okay, so they can study the languages also. Okay, so according to the students' strength and students' willingness, the respective state government should be give you option to students to learn different languages. Okay, so in Tamil Nadu 2 languages system, but other states 3 languages. Okay, the 3 languages also is a student's choice. Then the medium of instruction. Okay, the medium of instruction. Okay, so at least 5th standard. Okay, the regional languages. The regional languages means okay, so only the local languages under the particular the state languages, and from the 9th standard onwards compulsorily the foreign language should be introduced in the schools, even the French, German, okay, or any other the foreign languages means they should be introduced. Okay, then the textbooks designing. Okay, textbook designing means it is helpful to activity based and experimental learning. So there's a more practical oriented concept should be included in the books. Okay, as per the National Education Policy 2020. Okay, then no hard separation among the curricular, extracurricular and co-curricular areas. Okay, so so everything they give the more importance to all the areas, not only curricular, okay, not only the extracurricular, they giving the all importance to equal importance to all the areas. Then inclusion of contemporary the subject. The contemporary subject means there is a common subject, okay, in all the levels, like basic subject. Okay, so there's a science, social science, mathematics. Now in the middle level and the secondary level. Middle level means the 6th standard to 8th standard. Secondary level means 9th standard to 10th standard. Okay, then and also 2-level exams for all subjects. Okay, including mathematics. Okay, so 2-level exams means like maybe semester wise or any exams. Okay, we can conduct. Okay, then viable models of board exams. Okay, viable models means okay, we should be follow any annual pattern or semester pattern or modular or model wise. We should be conduct the exams. Okay, so there's a viable model means latest as per the latest requirements. Okay, so you should conduct the exams as per the requirement. Then standardized school exams. Okay, so school exams are standardized. Before that there is no standardization, but now third standard, 5th standard, 8th standard. Okay, so the compulsory students should be write the exams. Okay, it is not the pass or fail. Okay, so as per the government policy up to 8th standard all students should be passed. Okay, but here the third standard, fifth standard, eighth standard, why they are conducting the exams means, okay, so they should be identify, how the, what is the teacher's performance and the student's performance. Okay, for it is helpful to, policy making. Okay, then further revisions in the national education policy. Next, main exam improvements. Okay, the main exams improvements means, see, like right now for any NEET exams, any other exams would be helpful. Then the 3-degree holistic reporter. Okay, 360-degree means, okay, so assessment of the students in all the areas. Okay, so students' performance and their peer students' performance and the teachers' performance, everything they will be assess. Okay, normally they will assess only students' performance, but now the students' performance under their friends, then the classmates and teachers, all this, all people, performance will be evaluated by the national education policy, right? So the quality, how the government of India, the focus on, improve the quality of teaching in the school level. Okay, so previously, the B.Ed course only 1 year, but recently 2 years introduced. So now the 4 years integrated course. For example, if anybody study, the BSc Physics, BSc Chemistry, BSc Maths, okay, then after the degree course, they should join B.Ed course. Okay, so here, so up to the first 3 years, they don't have, the ambition to do the B.Ed. But now the government of India is, motivating the students, those who are really they want to become a teacher. Okay, so they should be joined in the integrated course, integrated B.Ed program. Integrated B.Ed program means, okay, BSc B.Ed, BA B.Ed, like this. Okay, so BSc B.Ed 4 years means BSc Physics plus B.Ed. Okay, so now those who are finished, 4 years integrated B.Ed course, so all are eligible. Okay, so it is helpful to improve the teaching quality. Then one more thing is TET. Okay, as per the government of India rule, okay, TET exam is very, very important. Teacher eligibility test. Then only they are eligible to teach the subject within the schools. But as per the presently, the previous education policy, only the government schools, if you are the teachers should be clear the teacher eligibility test. Then only they are eligible to get the employment opportunity in the government schools. But private schools, nothing. But the 2020, the National Education Policy 2020, it is a compulsory. All the teachers should be clear the test, TET exam. Then only they are eligible to work in the schools. Okay. Then also after they join the schools, okay, then the professional development. At least they should be attend the refresher course or training course. Normally, school teachers, government school teachers, government, the college professors or aided schools and aided colleges professors, teachers, they are attending the course at least 5 years once for increment purpose. But the new education policy, there's a remove everything. So compulsorily every teacher and teachers, those who are working in the schools or colleges, they should attend 50 hours the program in the per year. Okay, it's a compulsory. What purpose means? That is to know the latest technology and to improve their latest teaching pedagogy. Then so many things. So because for it is to refresh their refreshment of the teachers to revise and to learn lot of things. Okay, so then only the students, teachers can teach the subject to students very effectively. So that is the TET exams very compulsory, plus the professional training programs compulsory every year 50 hours to the teachers. Then the reforms. Okay, come to the higher education. Okay, higher education means okay, after the 12th standard, okay, the all colleges, even arts and science, engineering, medicine, law, management, okay, everything's coming under higher education system. Okay, so the main aim of national education policy is create the employment opportunities. Mostly, the students they go for the job after completion of the this one college. Okay, so but not up to 10th standard, up to the school level, there there is no enough employment opportunities. But once you have finished the degree, then go for this going such the job. Okay, based on their education qualification. So here the government of India, they create the very good opportunity to the individual employment opportunities. So that's why the government of India introducing, the credit, first one, technological shift in the educational sector. Okay, that is called the Academic Bank of Credit. Okay, ABC. Academic Bank of Credit means ABC. ABC actually is a digital score. Okay, so how you are getting some reward points whenever using this one, the credit card and debit card, and whenever you using the Paytm, Google Pay, you are getting some reward points. The same thing. Okay, so then that reward points whenever you want you can use. Same thing. It is a digital store of the academic credits. Okay, academic credit means normally the syllabus they mention the 3 credit, 4 credit, 2 credit. Okay, suppose any practical, any practical subject. Practical means any mathematics paper. Okay, means the 4 credit. Theory subject means 3 credit. Then any lab paper means 2 credits. Okay, so suppose the students clear the credit. Credit means clear the exams, semester exams. Okay, so that credit mark be will be stored in the digital format of the students, respective students' account. That is called academic credit account. Okay, so suppose here you can study the courses different colleges. Okay, so 1 year you can study one college, and another year you can go to study another university, no problem. Okay, so if even the one course another course is any different, any gap also, no problem. That credit will be with you only. Okay, it will not be it will be close. Okay, it will be with you only. Then you can continue your course. Suppose we are cleared out of 7 subjects, you clear only 5 subjects. Okay, so the 5 subject credit will be included in your digital locker, like a digital store of academic the credit. Okay, so the remaining subject only should be clear in the other colleges and the other universities. Okay, so there is no problem. Okay, so so that's why we can reduce the dropout of the students in the educations. Okay, suppose if any of the family issues, the students would not be able to continue the college education after 2nd semester or 3rd semester, they're discontinued. Okay, so because the students should go to the job, then only you can you can safeguard your family. So in this situation, then after 1 year, your situation is normal. Now you want to continue your study. It's not possible. Okay, then suppose we went to other states. Okay, it is not possible to continue the courses presently. Okay, but the new education policy, it is to eliminate all the barriers. Okay, suppose we are studying Tamil Nadu. Okay, so then you are went to due to your family situation, you went to other states. Okay, then you can continue the same course. Okay, so no need to restudy and readmit the same courses. Okay, so because the credits and all not stored in your students account locker, that is called a digital store, academic the credit score store. Okay, so this no wastage, it is helpful to no wastage of your years. So because the students have more fear about the wastage of year. Okay, then industry based the skill empowerment. So nowadays they're giving the more industry based. Okay, so tie up with some industries, MOU with other companies. They are doing some some training to the students. Then National Educational Technology Forum going to establish by Government of India. Then the student-centric reforms. Okay, student-centric reforms. Okay, so the 3rd year, 4th year. Suppose if the 4-year UG course. Okay, so suppose if you are exit. Okay, from after 3 years. Okay, so no problem. They give only diploma certificate or advanced diploma certificate like this. Okay, then the entrance exams are compulsory for all the courses. Okay, so that exam will be conducted by National Testing Agency. Then one more thing is MPhil course. Okay, so National Education Policy going to stop the MPhil program in all the colleges. Then this one, the orientation towards research. Okay, I already told the students only that they study the theory subject. There is the practical, not more under the research oriented. So the Government of India, the 2020 so education policy, right? The lot of research oriented courses they are introduced. Compulsory the students should go for any internship, project, or dissertation, or field work. Okay, like this. Okay, so compulsory is introduced. It is a 1 credit course for all the UG the courses. Okay, suppose if you are the UG level means you should go for 3 hours the practical training. Suppose we are PG level means compulsory 2 hour practical courses should be go. Okay, so a lot of things they are introduced in the research oriented. The research means nothing but laboratory or field work, internship, project, dissertation, anything. Okay, then the reforms in higher education system, right? Already we discussed this one. Academic bank of credit is newly introduced. Then the discontinuation of the program, MPhil program. Then universities, colleges, higher education institutions, the crushes, everything will be there is the clubbing. Okay. Then certificate, they're going to introduce some certificate program. Suppose the 3 years, 4 years, the UG program. So if you complete only first year, second year you're not continue, you discontinue means you'll get the certificate program. Certificate program, this one. Then suppose the second year, third year means so depends upon the program. Then you can get the certificate. A diploma certificate, advanced diploma certificate. Suppose if you are the 4 years completed, then only you can get the bachelor degree, right? Like this. So this is very important, right? So a lot of reforms going to do in the national education policy. So as per at presently UGC, University Grant Commission, AICTE, UGC is a very foremost is autonomous body. Right, so it is only giving the approval for all the colleges, arts and science colleges, engineering colleges, then deemed universities, everything. Okay, AIST, All India Technical Council for Education, it is giving approval for the professional courses, engineering, then MCA, MBA, then the pharmacy, like this. Then NAC, National Assessment and Accreditation Council. So this all the three is going to merge with the name is called Higher Education Commission of India. Okay, so that is the thing. 1 minute. Some disturbance.
Sir?
Yes, my voice audible, sir?
Yes, audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So actually, some disturbance in my voice, my headphone. That's right. Right, sir. So now Government of India decided to merge all the three autonomous institutions, like government bodies, UGC, AIC, NAC. They all the three is established by Government of India by passed act in the Parliament. But now all the three things going to merge as the Higher Education Commission of India, except medical and legal. Then they are going to give more importance to the IIT. Okay, Indian Institute of Technology with the diversity learning. And also they are going to stop the fees fixation by private institutions. Normally the private colleges, self-financing colleges, then private universities, deemed universities, they are charging their fees, they are as per their own. Okay, but this new education policy, it is to stop all the things. Then the Government of India going to regularize the monitor the fees fixation. Then decision making by institutions with responsibility. Okay, so the institution only can take all the decision making because of the Government of India going to give more autonomy to the institutions. Then every district 1 month university going to establish before 2030. Okay, so every district multidisciplinary universities. Okay, so normally every 4 or 5 districts one universities is there, government universities, but now they're going to focus on establish one university, one district. Then they're going to give approval for private universities. As of now, no private universities allowed in India to offer the courses. Suppose if you want to study the course, foreign courses, you should go to foreign universities, foreign country. But because here no foreign universities allowed, but National Education Policy 2020 is going to give approval to start the off-campus in India. So this is also one of the very good opportunity to the Indian students to get the foreign university certificates. For example, you want to study the Cambridge University, the courses. Okay, so if you go to foreign university, foreign country, it's more amount you spend. But the Cambridge University, campus in India, it is very helpful to the students to get the certificate degree from the Cambridge University or Harvard University, like this. Then the graded autonomy, so full and full research oriented universities and the teachers, everything full autonomy given, and the autonomous colleges can frame the new courses, new degree courses, and they can give a degree, okay, with the approval of government. Right. Then these are the main advantages in the national education policy. Already told no national open education school system. Okay, so here some children with disabilities. Disabilities means maybe handicaps. Okay, they could not walk. They could not maybe the blind students. Any disability students, they could not able to continue the education. Okay, so for the benefit of the handicap or disability students, okay, so Government of India introducing some separate assessment center and to introduce some new technology for the benefit of the students with the disabilities, maybe the blind or any handicap students like this. Then the Indian Sign Language for standardization by hearing impairments. Okay, so separate. They are going to focus on the students who also are having the problem, the hearing impairments. Then gender. Okay, so the equal opportunity to the all the type of gender. Okay, so particularly women education. So they're going to give the this one, the fund under the community-based interventions. So if any community-based interventions become, so that also they'll stop and give they are going to ensure the equal education opportunity to the all the gender, all the community and the religious and the caste, and the yearly then yearly childhood care. Okay, childhood care means so they are to give the importance to SC/ST students because so they are maybe they are mostly discontinue the educations and so many reasons they are going to discontinue. So they are going to improve the education level in the all the areas, particularly disability students and gender like this. So this is a social accountability. The higher education, HEI means higher education institutions and schools. Okay, so the cluster system. The cluster system means there's a grouping of these education institutions, like the peer mentoring. Peer mentoring, nothing but already we discussed the peer tutoring. So you have to identify higher performance students and contact they motivate them to contact the lower performance students to encourage them to get the very good marks. Then learning from each other resources and support, and supporting other education higher education institutes in their developments. Okay, so develop the new education systems, institutes. Then the community engagement services, for example, NSS, NCC, and ISR activities like this. Then contribution to various fields of practice. The contribution to various fields of practices means like different multidisciplinary areas. Then faculty development. Okay, so compulsory the faculty should attend 50 hours training program every year. There is also. Then support to school education system. Okay, so make these some revisions every year in the school educations. Okay, according to the requirements. So that transformation from rote learning to employment skills. The rote learning nothing but only mug up. The students are mostly they are mug up the subject, but they don't have a practical knowledge. Okay, so they only for examination point of view they are prepared. Okay, so to avoid that kind of rote learning, they are to motivate to get the employment skills, the pedagogy. Okay, change the entire the teaching methodology in the school level and the college level. Okay, so they're going to give role play, debate, then research, then so many things they're going to give. So until going to change the the scenario, the departments. So they're going to establish the different departments like the languages, social, economics, management, engineering, science. So different departments they're going to establish the school level also. Then internship compulsory. Students go for internship in the local industry, like at least the villages, to visit the villages, then agriculture farms. Okay, then the craft areas like this. Okay, then not only the students, then faculties also they're going to exchange, faculty exchange, student exchange program with the other states, other state higher education institutions. Then research collaborations. Okay, so the Indian institutions should be collaborating to the MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, with the foreign universities or foreign colleges, tie up. Then to give you some certificate, conduct some certificate programs or conduct some workshop, FDP and seminars, and you give these some value-added courses for the students. It is helpful to the students' performance. Then National Education Alliance for Technology, right? So for assessment of the students' performance and for administration, they're going to establish a separate National Education Alliance for Technology for entire world, entire India, for development of new technology. It's education technology. right? Right. This is the deadline. That's how they are going to implement, how the government of India are going to implement National Education Policy 2020 in India. Okay. So actually, the government of India, passed the act in the year of 2020, 31st July. Okay. It's already supported by the cabinet ministry. Okay. So next year, 2020, actually this year. Okay. This is 2021. So March, they're going to frame the syllabus and book, everything. Okay, they're going to the frame. Okay, so syllabus nothing but the curriculum and everything. Okay, so for school level everything. Then the new curriculum going to implement in the year of 2022 and 23. That academic year, they're going to implement the new curriculum in the classes. That is middle classes, 6th standard to 9th standard. They're going to implement new education policy, new education system. 6th standard to 9th standard in the year of 2022-23 academic year. Then after that, the 10th standard, the grade 10th. Okay, so they're going to frame the the curriculum frame for teacher education. Teacher education for the teachers' benefits. Professional teachers, teachers, give how to give training, everything. Okay, so because this is also going to introduce in the year of 2023-24 academic year. Then after that, the common guidelines for professional standards for teachers. Okay, so there's a minimum, standard, the quality, quality standards, minimum requirements for academic performance of the teachers. Okay, so that also the guidelines going to the frame in the year of 2022-23 academic year. Then universal fundamental literacy and literacy in the primary schools. Okay, in there by 2025, they're going to establish, and their main aim is gross enrollment ratio to 2030. Okay, so they're going to increase 100% gross enrollment ratio in the year of 2030. This is our deadlines given by Government of India in the National Education Policy 2020. So these are the promises and prospects, opportunities and benefits of the National Education Policy. Okay, so they're going to allocate, going to allocate 6% budget from the GDP to the education. So previously 4.46% of GDP given. Okay, so but here the budget now, the education budget now is increased, from 4.46 to 6%. Then their aim is to increase the the gross enrollment ratio. That is called to reduce the the drop out of the students, discontinuation of students. They're going to continue the education, sir. Then drop out the rates. Okay, normally some standards, some drop out the reducing drop out rates means the dropouts, the percentage of students, discontinuation of students, under the scholarship. Okay, they're going to give this scholarship to all the the schools and colleges students. Normally nowadays they're giving the more scholarship to government schools and government colleges, but now new education policy going to encourage these students to get the more scholarship for getting the the quality of education. Then the support skill education, there's a less burden of exams. Okay, so they reduce the reduce the burden of the exams. So they're going to introduce some viable models now. So that's why nowadays objective type questions they introduced, and so many things introduced. Then from the new education policy, they're going to change the entire pedagogy. Okay, then they're going to liberal education, promotes liberal education means, okay, so the students, those who are discontinuing the education, okay, no problem. So they don't worry about the wastage of years. Okay, so they can continue the education after few years also. Okay, so because the credit, the ABC, academic based credit, they're going to, the academic bank of credit going to include in the students' account. It is also helpful. Then increase the flexibility of choice subjects. So students only can choose this subject. So normally the colleges and the school, the college teachers, they are choosing the subject. But by the help of National Education Policy 2020, students can choose their specialized subjects. And from the undergraduate education, graduate education, the multidisciplinary. Okay, engineering students can study one subject, two subject, the management, and other history subject, and any other craft courses like this. Okay, so they're going to give so many value-added courses and diploma courses, then certificate courses to the students. Okay, then the closed end to open end system. Okay, the closed end to open end system means okay, so the the totally examination pattern, okay, going for open end system. Okay, so they give they give you only the questions based upon to test the reasoning and the critical thinking oriented questions. Then they're going to introduce the number of universities in India. Every 3,000 students, one university in India. Then they're going to introduce the allow the private universities in India, based upon our new education policy. And one more main point is the Ministry of MHRD, Ministry of Human Resource Development. The department was name changed. Now the name is called Ministry of Education. This is the last one. Then concerns. Okay. So here, what are the problems? Okay, I already told now first slide. Okay, it's a very good policy, but how the government going to implement this policy? Because of so many obstacles in front of the government. The first thing is the medium of instruction. So many states are opposed to introduce the Sanskrit and other languages. Okay, because of shortage of language teachers. Okay, so which medium going to introduce? Okay, so then this is one of the main drawback. And also, if you're giving the if you allow the foreign universities, so that time our education system will be more costly, and the students have to pay more money for getting the university, foreign university certificates. And also here in India, the shortage, 35% of faculty shortages. So the government of India telling of the 2020 national education policy, now faculty should be compulsory, the qualified PhD. Okay, so then only they are eligible to teach the subject in colleges. So here 35% of faculty shortage in school and the colleges. And also, as per the government policy, every district one universities. It is not it is also it is a very difficult. So because if it is policy is implemented, minimum 1,500 universities should be established within before 2030, right? And also in India, so we have different cultures, the different states. Okay, it is also very difficult to implement the uniformity of the curriculum. This also is there. Then there is a qualitative assessments. Okay, qualitative assessment means this to assess the students, the critical thinking, reasoning, like so. It is also how it is helpful. We don't know. Then difference between private and government schools. Okay, so here more difference will come. Okay, so because the private schools already they have more infrastructure facilities and everything. So if it is syllabus is same, so mostly the private school get the more benefits. Then cultural constraint. Cultural means not different culture. So our education system, curriculum, uniformity means it's difficult to cover all the cultures in India. Okay. Then flexibility. We are telling the flexibility means you can drop. Suppose any student drop out means discontinue the courses. You will get the diploma certificate or advanced diploma certificate. Then how it is helpful to get this job by the students. Okay. Then the skill development, okay, research based. It is also very difficult to the government. Okay, but we don't know because government maybe make any policy, any strategy to implement, the good implementation of national education policy. Then the rising the standards of the state. Sir, last one.
Personal message
Hello. Right, sir. Then quality of teaching and learning designs. Okay, so for improving the quality of teaching, we should give appropriate training to the teachers. Okay, so we need so many training centers for these teachers. At least minimum 50 hours should give the training to the every teachers for every year. Okay, it is also very big challenges. Okay, to the government of India for providing the training and improve the quality of teaching. Okay, and also the integrated course, 4 years integrated B.Ed course. It is also very challenges to the government to implement. And also the challenges for private management institutions. Okay, so here when you are when a government it is an interfere and to stop the fix the fees, then it is also affect the private self-financed colleges and universities, deemed universities to run the institutions. So because the government, interfere every aspect for fees fixation, it is difficult to the private institution to provide the salary to the teachers. Okay, so it is also is very, very, very challenges to the, government of India. Right. So this is last one. Procedure. See, as per the previous education system, we have some quota. Okay, so some allotment for SC, ST, then OBC, BC. But now government of India going to introduce the SEDG. SEDG means okay, socio-economic disadvantaged group. Okay, those who are the economically poor. Okay, so in the society they are also included in the the minorities, like how we are treating SC, ST. We are giving some percentage, some quota, okay, some preferences. Same thing, according to the national education policy, government going to give a preference to the this one, those who are very poor. That is called SEDG, socio-economic disadvantaged group. Okay, so they are the minorities, they are treated as a minority along with the SC, ST. So now it is also it is also some reforms so introduced by government of India.
Professor?
Yes, sir. Last. This is last day.
Professor, completed, Professor?
Yes, last day, sir. This is last. Okay, so intent versus implementation, according to the Dr. S. Radhakrishnan, the commission, 1948. So important, every education system we need some reforms, some revisions required. Okay, so then only we can develop the education systems. Okay, so it should be periodically should be review and revise the education system, as well as it should be related to our society and our life and what people they require. So that kind of thing should be provided. Okay, the education system. And also it is a very, very big and a very good powerful tool to influence the society and economic cultural transformation, because it is only integrate the different people from the different society and different economic conditions and the cultural this one. So we want to improve our society and the economic condition of people, and to protect the cultural, we need some revision in the education system. Sir? Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Yeah, great session with our Dr. Guruswamy, sir. And also, sir covers National Education Policy 2020, which is replaced 1986 education policy. And also, sir covers various areas like language, school education, higher education, and teacher education also. And sir provide valid points, key points towards how our national education policy impact on our higher education. And also this national education policy will lead to quality education in future days. So on behalf of our Narsu Sardhi Institute of Technology, I wholeheartedly convey my thanks to our Dr. Guruswamy sir, provide